Hey dudes, how's it going? I've been away for a bit and haven't posted a full video in a while, but trust me, I've got some really good reasons for that. Over the past few weeks, I've been playing a super interesting and totally extraordinary game. I think you already know what I'm talking about. Nope, it's not Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm talking about Expedition 33. Now in this game, you can't just go around destroying everything. Because bananas? Yeah, no. But for real, there is so much to do in this wild mix of fairy tale and post-apocalyptic chaos. It seriously hit me on a whole other level, and I knew I had to share my experience with you. So buckle up, grab your favorite junk food, and get ready for my Expedition 33 review. From the beginning, the game immerses you in a story about people in Lumiere who live in a broken reality. The main antagonist is the paintress, who magically inscribes a number on the cliff, which indicates the age when people die, disintegrating into nothingness. So, you will hit the road as part of an annual expedition to explore and discover how to destroy the paintress and rescue the rest of the world. Keep in mind that no one expedition came back. During this exploration, you will investigate the dramatic and sad story through the left expedition's journals with details about their last moments of life, an abundance of dialogues with inhabitants of the broken world, and the personalities of characters. They are an essential part of the game. The story features many touching and heartbreaking scenes that are sure to leave anyone moved. I wasn't the exception either, because there is no chance of being indifferent to the sorrow and grief of the main characters. At times, the story videos were so heart-rending that I watched with a lump in my throat. If you love deep storylines with unexpected endings, this game knows how to impress you. Don't believe me? Okay, try it for yourself and let me know what you think in the comments. That's all I can say about the plot without giving too much away. So let's move on to the gameplay. Gameplay is the next gem of this game. Everything about it feels fresh and unique, from the combat to the way you collect and upgrade gear, to how you explore the world. I want to focus on the things that I really enjoyed. In my opinion, combats play a significant role in the game process. Of course we do. At the start of the game, the battles might feel a bit confusing because of the complex mechanics, but once you learn the combat techniques, the action becomes really fun and rewarding. Clashes are delivered through a fascinating turn-based combat system packed with a variety of unique features. Yes, the combat system is turn-based, but honestly, it's more fun than a lot of action games. It's super dynamic and colorful, with tons of options available during each fight that bring a real sense of variety. Let's explore some of the common actions you'll be using in yet another clash. The game allows the player to jump to avoid being hit by the enemy. You need to choose the right time and hit the button. Thanks to the devs, there is a special sign on the screen when you have to do it. But honestly, I'm not the best jumper in the party. I took damage, not just once, but many times. Another way to avoid taking damage during enemy attacks is by dodging. Now I'm not exactly the biggest schooler of dodges, but hey, it saved my butt more than once, and it's super useful. Dodging is especially helpful when you need a moment to read the enemy's behavior and figure out your next move. It gives you just enough breathing room to plan your tactics. If you need more than just jumping and dodging, you'll have to learn enemy tactics and master the art of parrying. When you know how the enemy attacks, you can successfully carry out a parry and earn AP. In case you escape completely from a combo by parries, the character can counter-attack the enemy. I don't recommend doing this if you haven't learned the enemy patterns and speed. In my experience, it didn't do any good. Otherwise, even if you've done everything right, but the enemy is faster than you pay the price. But it's not just you trying to protect yourself. The enemies defend their own battle better than you'd expect. From time to time, the enemies can apply shields, and that means your attack is harmless until you ruin them. I hate when enemy applies several shields at once, it drives me crazy. Seriously. Sometimes the enemy has so many shields that at least a few characters can break them. Of course, you can use a status effect, like the burn or apply multi-skill when the character punches a few times and breaks shields. Anyway, they can significantly slow the combat. When it comes to attacking, you'll have plenty of options. One of the not so great ones though is shooting. From my perspective, shooting is just a waste of your AP most of the time, because it usually hits the enemy just a little without any decent effect. The few things it's useful for are to hit floating enemies or to break shields before an attack. Well, or if a combo drove you crazy and you would want to let off steam. You'll get much better weapons, ones that aren't just for shooting but are way more powerful and fun to use. You'll have a wide variety of weapons to choose from. most of which you'll unlock by winning battles. Each weapon can be upgraded to boost its damage and effectiveness, giving you more power as you progress. And as you level up, your arsenal just keeps growing, offering even better options for your next clash. I won't list every single weapon here, but trust me, there are tons of them. What else complements the combat system? From my point of view, there is status effect, a gradient attack and stains. Both sides of the battle can apply the status effect, and sometimes it can be a game changer, especially if you caught a charm or cursed one, then you need to hurry up to get rid of it. When I was about to lose, I liked most of all a gradient attack, that you can use with one gradient charge. Every time I counted the minutes until the page was full to perform. This type of attack can cause much damage and beat the enemy. Stains also help to increase your weapon's damage. During the attack, you can use items to heal, restore EP, etc. and skills which are very useful for a successful attack, especially when you try to win against bosses. They depend on a skill tree that is unique for every character. You can develop the new ones by using earn points. Remember that you can assign just 6 skills per character, and every skill consumes points for use. That's one of my favorite parts of the game, because it features a huge variety of different skills and allows you to match them depending on your current tactic against the opponent. Never forget to level up your team members. You can upgrade key stats like might, agility, defense, luck, and vitality using upgraded points. It's a great way to boost your team's performance and make your attacks far more effective in battle. In the tactics against the enemies, you need to pay attention to the right choice of pictos. Pictos are very beneficial and collectible items in the game. During your playthrough, you can find various pictos or buy them from merchants who look like figures with broom heads. By using them, you can enhance your character abilities such as speed, health, and defense. Also, they contain additional features. For example, increasing base attack damage, critical chance, applying a status effect, and more. For a fully equipped Pictos, you can Lumina, which you can spend on bonuses of Pictos. Enjoy the process of collecting them. They can also help you beat the enemy. We've come deep into the combat system, but what about the enemies? Time to get into the details of who you'll be up against. As usual, you'll be facing off against a wide variety of enemies. Regular ones and of course, bosses, with each type having their own unique skills and attack patterns. I was really impressed by the diversity of enemies. When you arrive at the new location and meet them, the game delights with new makeup and motives for them. They can counter-attack, dodge and apply something such as different status effects or throwing a kind of bombs. Bosses combos were my favorite ones, because every time the game surprises you with new features of the boss fighting style. My first step in every battle was an exploration of the enemy's behavior, speed and weaknesses. This aspect of the gameplay requires choosing the right tactic to win the boss, from team selection to appropriate weapons, skills, and pictos. I should admit that in some powerful boss combats, a good decision really helped me triumph. Not to mention the spectacular video inserts and amazing depiction of bosses. The enemy designs in this game are seriously memorable. Credit to the designers for making each one stand out. Even when I lost fights, I always savored the style and enemies design, because they're a kind of art. Expedition gameplay is pretty solid and brings a lot of fresh ideas to the genre. But of course, there are a few things that I honestly think are downsides. At times, there are too many regular battles with similar enemy tactics. When you have several of those, they can become boring, no matter how interesting they may be in general. Luckily, you can run away from enemies to avoid a combat. Also, certain bosses seem immortal. It requires leveling up your team, selecting the right pictos according to your tactics, or discovering a zone to kill enemies that connect to the boss. All this take time. The location layout isn't always the best. While exploring, it's pretty easy to get lost. Some areas lack clear direction or landmarks, which can be frustrating. I spent a while finding the right way to the destination. Sometimes I went in circles, as in a labyrinth. It's a pretty standard issue for the genre. It's not something that really breaks the experience, but I felt it was worth mentioning to be fair and clear. While you're chilling from the combats, you can savor the gaming world and the environment around you. That's really something outstanding. The game doesn't bore you, because every location has its surrounding features, style, and types of enemies. Yeah, of course, some details can be repeated. I spent a decent amount of time just walking around, collecting and admiring the ambience there. Certain locations were so gorgeous, similar to a fairy tale scenes. Flying Waters is one of my beloved areas with an earthly and stunning atmosphere, colorful underworld plants and fish around. I was impressed from the first minute there. Another example is Esku's Nest. Esku is a companion looking so spectacular, elegant and stylish. The surroundings delighted me too. A cave with mushrooms lightning from above and large jars around. Despite these fabulous locations, the game brings us back to the main idea of story: pain, despair, and sadness. Forgotten Battlefield and Old Lumiere are the locations where I experienced feelings that reminded me of the tragic main plot. However, they were still splendid. When I walked into the Forgotten Battlefield zone, the dark and worn atmosphere of this place struck me. Stone blocks, dead bodies, ruined buildings, smoldering fire, and huge weapons everywhere. In addition, a cave filled with blood and mountains of burned bodies. Honestly, this location impressed me. What a horrid sight. I still recall staring at that cave with an open mouth. Old Lumiere is a catchy one too. A ruined city with huge metal gold swords stuck in the ground on destroyed streets. Stones that floated in the grey sky. These details perfectly complement the mood of the main storyline. Walking there, you soak up and savor the dark and tragic atmosphere. From this aspect, the devs outdid themselves in the environmental designs. The sound design in this game is incredible and unique, with decent themes for every action and moment. Add with a brilliant soloist voice, and the whole experience comes to life. All of those details make this game not just a game. This is a real art. So that's everything I wanted to share today. This game broke my heart, but in the best possible way. It's a fantastic experience with an incredible atmosphere. There is honestly so much packed into it. I'm sure I've forgotten a few things. This is the kind of game you love to play for the first time again. I hope you enjoyed my review. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you very soon. And hey, don't forget to connect with me on social media. Every bit of support means the world to me. Really. Bye!